Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can carry on.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Sati Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Sati Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Chikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. All glories to the Son of the Devotees. All glories to the Son of the Devotees. All glories to the Son of the Devotees. All glories to Sri Guru, Sri Guranga. Some new devotees are here. Very nice. Who are the new devotees? Anvesh? This fan is not disturbing the recordings? No? The roaring noise? No? You have introduced your friend as a new devotee, but I think from her very nice tilak, she's not so new. I think she's like a million-year devotee. And other ladies and young ladies. Anyway.
Drink this.
Pardon?
This water, lemon.
That is jaggery water.
Lemon.
Oh, if you really think so. Actually, I'm the new devotee, at least in this lifetime. In the last lifetime, maybe I was fixing something in India, in some temple somewhere. When Prabhupada brought the first Western devotees, it's disturbing. Maybe it can be a little reduced. When Prabhupada first brought his Western disciples to India, they were called white elephants. Elephant, very auspicious. In Ayodhya, when Lord Ram was reigning, the streets were crowded with elephants and very handsomely dressed people. Similarly, when Krishna was in Dwarka, we read descriptions. So now there are very few elephants anywhere. But Prabhupada, and especially if you bring a white elephant, they're very rare. So Prabhupada, I don't know who it was Prabhupada himself, or somebody referred to us as white elephants. Now I feel blended in, but when I see new people, or when new people see me, I think maybe they looking at me like that, like a white elephant. Anyway, my qualification, our qualification, the other white elephant's qualification, is that at least myself, as I've said many times, I never heard of Krishna, I never heard of Rama, I never heard of Vrindavan, or I never heard of Vedas, or Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada, by his, through him, I quickly learned the basics. And because it's fresh, we very readily understood and absorbed it, and were able to preach to others. In the beginning, we went on Nagar Kirtan. We didn't only chant, we went to some park, and after chanting for 15-20 minutes, then somebody would speak. We give philosophy. It was very nice, and some people understood and heard and came with us back to the temple. Not, of course, many, but even one every time we went out. In that way, the movement grew. In India, everyone is familiar with all the terminology. Everybody has heard of Gita. Everybody heard what is Dharma. Of course, whether they follow or not, that's another issue. But they know the word Dharma. Isn't it? At least the word is familiar. What it means exactly, I don't know if many people know. The meaning of Dharma, it comes from the Sanskrit root dar, which means to sustain. So after removing all the externals, as far as human being, the externals means the dress, and the titles, the image, what is there, what is left, is the Atma. And what is the position of the Atma? Like every object has some position, some function. The dhari, the carpet, is for sitting. The table is for holding things. The chair is for sitting. Similarly, what is the Dharma of the Atma? So that is explained in all the Vedic literature, Bhagavad Gita being the essence, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Today we are celebrating the is it correct to call Janmast? No, it's not Ashtami. It's Navami. The Navami of Lord Ramachandra. 500 years ago, people don't know so much, but only 500 years ago, Lord Ramachandra appeared millions of years ago. Treta Yuga, yes? Treta Yuga, that is how long ago? Millions of years ago. But the story, his description, his activities, they are still loved by many people in India, and by grace of Prabhupada, throughout the world, people are learning about Lord Rama and the other avatars. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the avatar who came in this yuga. Only 5,000 years of Kali Yuga has passed, and he explained what is the Dharma of the Atma. What is that? Jiva Swarupa Nitera Krishna Das. That the Dharma of the Jiva Atma, we are all individual Jivas. Lord Rama and all the other incarnations, they are Bhagavan. We are Jiva. They are. We are Anu, infinitesimal, and they are Bibhu, unlimited. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that our Dharma is Nitya Krishna Das, the servant of Krishna. So this is a little difficult for modern people to understand. The servant, I see servants are sometimes they're badly treated, shouted at. So people have a wrong idea of servant. It's not correct. The finger is a servant of the hand and the body. And that is a natural relationship. It's not that I'm every morning punishing the finger. Today you do like this, I told you so many times. We don't have to do that. The finger knows its dharma. It's to do many things. But people have forgotten. They're born and they don't know. The baby is just crying. Why are you crying? A newborn baby. He doesn't know what he is, where he is. So unless his parents are enlightened, he may remain his whole life in ignorance. Unless some of us, you have a friend, he's having a child, so they think they take care of the body, and put things in the mouth. But what about the Atma? What about the person? Not a baby. We are not men, women, children. We are Atma. We are a servant of Krishna. This body is external covering. It's temporary. gets old. Now even they want to change in America. I mean, this is crazy. It's literally crazy. I'm not, you cannot, it's amazing that America is supposed to be such intelligent people, but the idea of changing a boy into a girl and a girl into a boy is now widely accepted in the United States. But it's not possible. And you can do some external changing, surgical, and some hormones, but they don't know elementary biology. What have the big brains of America not learned biology in high school? That a male has so many chromosomes, X chromosome, and a female has 2 X chromosomes. They can't change that. It's just completely crazy. But people are sending their daughters and sons to America. They think it's very nice, but it's madness. And they want to reduce global warming, so they think agriculture. We stop agriculture. They want to stop agriculture. They want to total madness. I don't know. You know about these things? They are. I don't think they're in the newspaper, but every day one can read on certain websites about how food processing factories are burning down. How suddenly, every 2 weeks, a big wheat mill, a big, I don't want to mention, but meat processing plant is burning down. How is that? No investigation. Yeah. Complete madness. So what will be the result? And disease. They created an epidemic. Now they want they're talking about another epidemic be worse. Well, how do they say it's worse? Because they know they have made it. They're working on it in their laboratories. Whether people are dying. So people are afraid, or they should be afraid. If somebody is not afraid, then he doesn't know what's going on. Here in India, life seems to go on as normal. I see in the early morning, the servants are going to clean the houses, and the people are going to their job in high-tech city. Everything is going on normal. But in some parts of the world, a lot of disturbance. People are frightened. People are fearful. But in Lord Rama's era, we read, to Lord Rama, when Krishna came only 5,000 years ago, there were problems because Kali Yuga beginning. But when Krishna appeared, everything became very nice. The weather was very nice, and the crops were growing, and the animals were, and the people were eating very nicely. What to speak of Lord Ramachandra's time? We can read descriptions. It was so nice, and no one had any. There were no difficulties. If there was some difficulty, people knew that it was the king's responsibility. I was reading one, I don't know, Brahmin or whatever Varna he was, his son died. So nowadays, if you have some problem and you say this is due to something or somebody or due to the government, you have to go to a lawyer. You need money to hire a lawyer. The lawyer will say, all right, I'll work on it. he'll submit the petition. After 6 months or 1 year, it will be heard by the judge. Then it will be dealt. They'll say, okay, we'll look into it. You take another 2 years, then the judgment comes, and you feel it's not right. You appeal another 5 years. After 20 years, you'll get judgment, and whether it'll be just or not, that's another issue. But in Lord Ramachandra's time, if anybody had any complaint, one man, his son died. So it's not natural that a son should die before the father, right? So he said this is due to the king, because the king is responsible for everything in the kingdom. Due to some yajna not being done, something is not right, my son has died. So he went and complained. So immediately Lord Rama heard. I don't remember what happened. The son was brought back to life. But there's another instance I've told a couple of times. Even one dog had a complaint, and he was standing outside the darbar. Lord Rama and Bharat and Shatrughna and all the brothers and all the Brahmins, every day they would sit in darbar, and anybody could come and lodge their complaint. There are too many. Why are so many tigers near my village? We are afraid. So they will immediately take action. Why are there too many tigers? So one day there was nobody there, but actually, so Lord Rama told, I think it was Bharat, go and see if somebody is there. He says, sir, no, there's nobody there. There's one dog is there only. He says, well, tell him to come in. So the dog complained that I was walking in the street, not disturbing anybody, and this Brahmin, he threw a stone and hit me on the head for no reason. So they said, call the Brahmin. The Brahmin came. He said, yes, sir, I was on my way to the temple, and the dog was there walking in my path, so I wanted to remove him from the path, so I threw a stone. So this is not right. He should have just waited until the dog passed, or stepped aside, or just kept going. The dog would have gone around him. So they said, well, this is wrong, you have done wrong, told the Brahmin. So they asked the dog, so what punishment should we give to this Brahmin? So the Brahmin is not supposed to be punished like by physical beating or by imprisonment, but some way. So they asked the dog, what do you think judgment should be? So the dog said, well, there's one mutt on the other side of the mountain. He should become the mutt adipati. The temple president. He should make him the temple president of that temple. So they sentenced him. You see, it's a very interesting story because it tells about in an institution like Hare Krishna, so many temples, we think, oh, how this person had become temple president. He's not very just or knowledgeable. He's more like a dog. Somebody might complain. So this story, this is actually in Ramayana. You can read in the later part of Ramayana. So the idea is that in Lord Ramachandra's kingdom, everything was so nice. The weather was nice, and the